Hi everyone, this is Bobbi with Grey Dog Yoga, and I wanted to give you two different options for some restorative poses in yoga. So with restorative yoga, what we do is use some props, pillows, blankets, anything that gives us a little extra support so that we can truly allow the body to soften into the position and actually not feel like gravity is pulling and stretching us, as in some other yoga poses. Again, Pandora likes to join me when I'm on the floor or on the mat. And I put on my reminder so that when in doubt, if you have any questions about yoga, just breathe. Just breathing, being mindful of your breathing is yoga. So the first pose that I wanted to go through is a supported child's pose or balasana. So you don't need anything super fancy. I have just a body pillow that I folded in half, and then I have a book that I put a towel on just for a little extra softness. So with child's pose, we want to start on all fours. So we get into a tabletop position. So we're on our hands and knees. We take the pillow or rolled up blankets. I am actually going to put mine in between my knees just a little bit so that my hips sit on my support just a bit. And then as the hips start to come toward the heels, the chest and the upper body can lay onto your support. And then the book or your support for under your forehead will be right in front of you. So as we settle into this position, the arms can be out in front of us. Sometimes that gets to be a little too much tension on the shoulders. You can bend the elbows and just put them right next to you, or you can actually lay them long by your sides, like feet down toward hands, if that feels good. So as we get into these positions, you want to hold at least 10 to 15 breaths, and if you're feeling good, even a few minutes, up to 5 or 8 minutes. Child's pose is very good for helping to calm and soothe our nervous system. It's almost a fetal-like position. It can be just very comforting. The support or pressure right at our forehead is often very good for headaches, helping to relieve headaches, that little bit of pressure right at the forehead, kind of in between the eyebrows. So once again, kind of settling into this position, we start on all fours. Allow the hips to settle toward the heels. Use our pillow or rolled up blanket where it feels good for underneath our chest. And then we just gently begin to lie down. And then use something for underneath the forehead for a little support. Allowing the breath to slow. Being mindful to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And again, just kind of settling in and allowing your body to soften. The second pose that I would like to offer to you is what we call legs up wall or Viparita Karani. So this pose can be done at the wall, or we can also explore using like the edge of your bed or a chair. So traditionally, legs up wall is just what it sounds. And the easiest way to get into that is to actually sit to one side, sit on one hip, and then wiggle all the way down so that your hips and your feet are touching the wall. And then once you get as close as you can comfortably, lie down onto your side, and then roll onto your back so that now your hips are very close to the wall and the feet can come up the wall. The legs might extend. Always just knowing, just wiggling around, finding that comfortable position. So the legs can be long. The legs can be a little bit bent, if that feels better. The arms can be out to the sides, or really wherever feels best for you. If this is too much pressure behind the legs or behind the hips, Then we have a few options. One option is to come back to our pillow or rolled up blanket that we used for our child's pose, placing it right up against the wall so that as the hips get set up, it helps elevate the hips so it will take some pressure off of the low back or the back of the legs, the hamstrings. So we would set up the same way, get the hips up onto the pillow, or even just a folded blanket works really well here too. Wiggling down as close as you can, and then slowly rolling onto your back. So now your hips are slightly elevated and helps take some of the pressure off of the hamstrings. One other option we have here, if the legs feel like they need a little more support, maybe explore using a belt around the lower legs, not tying real tight, but just a little bit so that the legs don't feel like maybe they're splaying open or you're losing the integrity of the position with the legs straight up the wall. So from here, if this just really does not feel good with the legs extended, always feel free to allow the legs to bend, and the lower legs would be supported on top of the mattress or maybe the seat of a chair so that you're more in a bent knee position, and that works just fine too. So again, this position, legs up wall or legs supported on a chair or bed, is very calming to our nervous system. It helps calm the body. It's very good to help decongest the lymphatic system in the lower legs. So if for any reason we have some swelling in the lower legs, as long as our heart is healthy, then this position can actually help decrease some of that swelling and make the legs feel just a little bit better. So again, always just coming back to that mindful breath, making sure that you're comfortable in these positions, feeling free to use as much pillow and blankets as needed to help support the body. And always just knowing that it's very important that we take time for ourselves to take care of our bodies, which also helps take care of our minds, our spirits, and just makes us feel really good. So I hope you enjoyed the child's pose and the legs up wall, and we'll be seeing you again soon for a few more restorative yoga poses. Thank you. Namaste.